I brought sugar to share.
Sugar! I am a fan of sugar. Oh, the fudge!
Yeah!
From your thingy, which we need to talk about, because your thingy showed up.
Right. I can't believe I was going to forget to talk about that.
Heavens no, we need to talk about all the pretty gift yarn you got. That totally needs to happen. Okay. Welcome to our knitting space. If you're a returning listener, thanks for coming back. And if you're a new listener, come on in, grab some tea, and join the conversation. This week, theoretically, we will try to, slightly more concisely than last week, cover our topics for today, which includes... Hang on, wait, I have to turn the page. There we go. What's in our cup? Cool threads. Our PhD works. Yarn on the go. Our So Little Time. Events. Book reviews. And do we have anything else we need to put in there?
Theoretical spinning.
Theoretical spinning! Excellent, I love it. Alright, so let's get started with what's in our cup. What are you drinking?
At this precise moment, I'm drinking some water, because I'm exciting like that. But previously, I had some coffee from Little Sister Coffee Maker in Osborne Village.
I have lemon ginger tea from my favorite little local tea guys. They're a collective that live just outside the city, and they do a lot of homegrown and homemade stuff, and some of the stuff they sell to the local Vita Health stores in the city is a line of freshly made teas, which you can either get loose or they bag them for you, and I get them in the little bags. And the lemon ginger is among my favorite. It's called Herba Mat. It is my very expensive hippie tea, and I love my very expensive hippie tea because it is very, very tasty.
I think I had some of that one time when I was over. It was really good for a cold.
Yes, it is really good for a cold. I happen to like the lemon and ginger on its own, but yes, it's quite handy for a cold. We'll do a quick 1-minute health update as I move the sugar, because I'm going to stretch my feet out. Everything is going well. We're past week 3. I'm mobile. Next week, we might even come to you not from suburbia of Winnipeg, but from Osborne Village in Winnipeg. I may be in motion next week. That's our current goal, so we'll see how we do. But everything's well. The doctors are happy. Everybody's happy with my progress. And that's all that matters, because I am healing. Apologies for the extra sounds. I'm still moving around a lot because I'm not super comfortable for any length of time, but that's alright. I am more comfortable, and Diana can confirm I am more human.
Yeah, you're wearing pants today.
I know, I'm fully dressed. Woo!
This is a big deal.
This is huge, man. I put on clothes and I don't have to live in my pajamas anymore all day. Super happy not to be living in my pajamas all day. Oh, man. Okay, sure. That was it. Were you wearing anything in the cool threads department? I'm still not really leaving the house.
No, so you don't have too much in the wearing department?
Not really, no. I went to the library yesterday, but it was nice outside, so... Because we were, 13 degrees above zero today in the Celsius department? So we're definitely steadily climbing towards the summer weather of, oh my heavens, why did we choose to live here?
Yep, the mosquitoes will be out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Joy.
But as I don't have any light knitted stuff, we are correcting that issue. I am knitting things that are lighter.
Well, yesterday for my job interview, thank you very much for the shirt that I borrowed for my job interview, by the way.
No problem.
I will return it to you washed next week.
I'm not worried about it. I know where it is.
But to my interview yesterday, I wore my Lindsay slouch hat and my rainbow side shawl.
Nice.
And when I was out with my mom on Monday, she was telling me about how she's been wearing her socks that I made her basically every single day. These are just vanilla socks with a German short row heel that I did 2 at a time toe up. And they are a kind of a navy blue color with contrasting gray toe heel and cuff out of a cotton bamboo blend.
Nice.
They are apparently the comfiest things on the planet, and she loves them a lot, a lot, a lot.
Oh, I should take a look at that, and maybe that'll be my sock pattern.
It's a vanilla sock.
Which is totally fine. That's what I'm looking for. Something I can just not think about and autopilot. And does short row heels without the heel flap and gusset cutting?
Yeah.
Which is what I'm looking to avoid.
Okay.
Due to I don't want to cut a heel flap and gusset under a magnifying glass.
I can send you a link to the Very Pink Knits video tutorial that I was following.
Perfect.
To figure that out.
And it's 2 at a time and toe up, which means I can make the foot as long as I need it to fit my foot right. Yeah, go big feet! Woo!
Woo! The other thing that she was wearing, that she's been wearing a lot all winter, was her fingerless gloves that I made her. These the Susie Rogers reading mitts that I made out of a brown silk merino blend.
Ooh, nice.
It's a single ply yarn though that was loosely spun, so it's pilling kind of rather more than I would like.
Maybe that's our excuse to buy a gleaner.
I did actually buy a gleaner.
That's an excuse to buy a gleaner.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so they have to get depilled a lot, but they otherwise look really good. They get lots of compliments from people at crafty stores.
Wonderful. That's exciting. Your mom's still doing her crochet? She's working on her squares?
Yeah, she's been making a series of little squares.
Excellent. We'll make a crafter out of her yet. We'll make her a fiber enthusiast. She'll be with us at the Fiber Festival. I have faith. I'm crazy. I'm going to learn to spin, and I'm going to spin a sweater's weight of yarn for someone at my height, which is not small, on a drop spindle. I'm crazy.
Because you're going to have to spin a sweater's weight of yarn twice and then ply it. So you're going to have to spin a sweater's worth of yarn like 3 times.
Yep.
That's going to be like, because it's, how many meters for a sweater for you?
Like
2,000?
I'm at about 2,000 yards for...
2,000 yards.
Yeah, 2,000 yards. Well, when I look at all the
kinda
patterns, it ranges anywhere from about 17 to 2,000, depending on the pattern itself, but I always like to have extra just in case if I'm cabling it consumes more, if there's a pattern it'll consume a little bit more, and I have the wingspan of an albatross. So like I'll be knitting sleeves forever. So you're
going to spin like 6,000 yards worth.
Yep.
On a drop spindle.
Yep. There might be one a year, but that's okay. We're going to start small. That's end goal. First goal is
you're going to be
spin
really good at drop spindling when you're done that sweater.
Super good. It's the spinning wheels might just go too fast for the vision loss, and that'll be something we can look at later once I'm comfortable with the drop spindle and stuff. So, but I've got some fiber. I just need to go get myself I think I'm going to do the Turkish style drop spindle rather than the traditional drop spindle. Miss D was describing it to me at last knit club, so I think I'll do that. But we can talk more about that in spinning.
Yeah, I think I might need a Turkish spindle too.
But yes, theoretical spinning. All right, what do we got next? I've already forgotten. PhD works. What have you been working on? Because I finished a thing!
You finished a thing?
I finished a thing!
Do you want to start? Because I think you've been working on more stuff than me.
I have always been working on more stuff than you. My life is knitting right now. Have you noticed I don't leave the house?
I noticed that you have a nest of yarn around you.
I have a very large bed and half of it's covered in knitting stuff, so it keeps me company. So when I'm bored and I'm stuck in bed, I can knit. But I finished my Misty diagonal rib shawl.
Finished? Can I play with it?
It is done. I have not woven in the end, so it is not finished, and I haven't blocked it.
Oh, it's so pretty.
But I am done. It is bound off. It is off the needles, and it is now currently draped on Diana's head. But once it's blocked and the ends are woven in, we are good to go for fall. So I think that'll be my fall symphony shawl.
Oh, that's pretty. Steel. No, I won't.
Steel? No. We can discuss an exchange program should you wish to knit me one of those bazillion lacy things that I will never be able to see that I keep liking on Ravelry. I can certainly keep you in chunky knits. I can see those. So I already have a scarf that I want to make out of, and I want to do it in the white that I've shared on the Facebook group page for our knit club. Checking your hair?
Yeah, making sure I didn't leave a pin in your thing.
Oh, well, I would have found it eventually. It came out in the wash. Thankfully, because I did it out of the impeccable yarn, loops and threads impeccable and the chunky. So it's 100% acrylic. So there's that. But I should, theoretically, next time I podcast, have the ends woven in and have it blocked, because the joy of having a sibling who has had a small child. We have the kid foam boards. They're upstairs in the garage, so I just need to bring them in, check to make sure they're good, give them a good cleaning, and I have blocking boards.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep, so it just means I need some T-pins. That is certainly easy enough to find.
Oh, yes. And cheap.
Yes, which I'm totally a fan of, because heavens knows I spend a lot of money on yarn. What have you been working on, now that we've gotten through my finished project?
Working on the Bell Rose shawl. I think I'm 3 of the large bells in. 3 out of 14.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I
You're almost halfway there.
I need to work a bit faster, because
the next one shows up in May.
It does show up in May.
You're running out of time.
I have like a month and a bit left to finish that before the next package shows up.
Yep.
But it was getting kind of a little bit long and unwieldy, so I took a tip from the Knitmore girls, and I got some quilt clips from the dollar store the other day.
Nice. Ambient background noise brought to you by my mother's phone going off. Hey, she was kind enough to come from another province, Saskatchewan, to come babysit me for the first few weeks after my surgery, so we all knew I'd be safe and recovering all right, so, which is totally fine.
Oh, yes. Yeah, quilt clips. I'm excited.
Quilt
I haven't
clips? Yeah.
knit on it since I got the quilt clips, but
I
hopefully
need quilt
that'll
clips.
make things better.
I need some quilt clips. I make some very large items that I could really stand to roll. So they're
You're gonna
shorter.
need some heavy duty clips for the stuff that you make.
Some of the chunkier stuff I need like, when I
quilt...
feel like I need to not quilt clips, but need to go to the office supply store and buy like those super mammoth
the like
paper
binder
clips. Yeah, like
something?
the super big mammoth ones that look like they
Yeah.
could binder an entire novel and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need some of those for the chunkier ones.
Yeah,
but I think the quilt clips would be nice for some of the smaller things I work on.
Yeah.
I've also been working on my 365 days of Granny Square project. I'm almost fully caught up. We're well into day 100 and something now. Low 100s anyway. So that's fine. I'm about 2 days behind right now, so I will be fully caught up the next time we record. So, woohoo! I'm back on track!
I need to do 2 squares a day for like the next month and a half.
Well, if you just sit down and just fire out a whole bunch.
If I did at least 1 square a day, I'd at least stop falling behind.
Yeah, that might be a good start.
Yeah. Well, I'll work on that. Maybe I'll actually get one done. I have to do show notes for the episodes that we've recorded, so I'm gonna do it while I do show notes.
I've already started my first one for the day. It's just chilling up beside me here.
Very nice.
Ooh, hey, paper running away. That's fine. Have you been working on anything other than your rose bell shawl?
I've been working on my dad's sock. I'm just about to finish the heel of the second sock.
Nice.
And then I can whoosh up the leg and the cuff, and then it's done. And I have a pair of socks for my dad well in time for Father's Day, actually, for a change.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Getting stuff done on time.
Yeah, because I didn't actually have a deadline for those. I thought kind of nebulously maybe Father's Day. And it turns out, yeah, they're actually going to be done well in time for Father's Day, because that's in June, right?
I have no idea what to hit my father for Father's Day. I have to get through Mother's Day first, and I finished my Mother's Day project on time. That was my mother's blanket. It is done. She has it. It's going home with her. We are covered. So my mom does not like cards. My dad likes cards. So I gotta find some sort of sentimental Father's Day card here shortly. When they start coming out with Father's Day cards, because yeah, it's in June. Mm-hmm. But I have no big things other than the birthday rush we will have next month with all of their family members.
Right. It's gonna be so much cake.
I am so happy I'm allergic to the cake everybody always gets, so I don't have to eat it. Like, oh, sorry, no, can't have that. No, I don't have to have 50 billion things of cake. I can just have my cake at home. Which works. Unsurprisingly, I am still working on my Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West. I actually was working on it before we started podcasting here. There has been some small growth, not a significant amount of growth, but I've definitely gone up at least 7 or 8 rows. So it's a slower work now that I've gotten over the hump and I know what I'm doing, as it's still really relatively travel size. I'm hesitant to make it non-travel size because I want to start traveling shortly and it will be my purse knitting for a while. Mind you, if I can get those socks started, which I keep saying I'm going to do and I never actually do and I really need to do, those will definitely be more of a travel purse thing because I have a weight restriction for the next few weeks still. Have you been working on anything else or is it just me for the rest of it?
It's all you for the rest of it.
Oh my god, I do too much. Got it. I've also been working on the coffee shop shawl. I forget who that's by. Alexandra Taval?
I have no idea. It's your pattern.
Think that's who it's by. We can link it in the show notes. It has grown significantly. I was at 15-20% done last week. I am over 65% done now. So like it is exploded and it is quite squishy. And it is done in the Bernay Premium yarn, which again, 100% acrylic because it is up near my face. And I quite like it when my partner feels like he is not going to potentially bust out in a rash when he's get close to me. So I will continue to knit some things in acrylic for them. Same with my mom and my sister. My niece not so much, so I've got a little more leeway. I'm not allergic to any wool at all, so things that I know are strictly for me and I won't be potentially getting skin-to-skin contact with. Like my sweaters will be in 100% wool stuff because nobody should be rubbing them naked selves up against my sweaters anyway. That's just weird. So it should be fine. But I know for things like scarves and shawls and that I have to be careful with what I've got going on because of them. So that's fine. I don't mind. But it looks good. the pattern is wonderful and is very potato chippy, because you're just like, I'll just finish to the next little
lacy row there.
Nice little lacy row, and then it'll be fine. And then you're like, I'll just do the one or two after, so the lacy row set, and it'll be fine. And then
it's the short section next, and it's a longer section, but oh no, a new episode just started.
And oh well, I might as well knit through this one too. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, where did I lose 6 hours? All right. There's that, I guess. Which is why I haven't been working on the Boneyard Shawl, because when I pick it up and work on it, it's the same way. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's really easy. I can do other things while I'm doing this. Not a problem. I've been piling my way through that really quickly. I had started a dishcloth. It's called my grandmother's favorite dishcloth, but then I had to frog it out because, if you happen to follow my personal Instagram account instead of the podcast Instagram's account, you will notice that I posted a photo where there's a hole in my dishcloth where there's not supposed to be a hole in my dishcloth.
Aww.
Living proof that I can't even garter stitch. So I will start that again. It's just a standing free pattern on Ravelry that I have. It's in my project file. I should probably post a couple of photos, but I prefer the knitted dishcloths, so I don't buy commercial dishcloths. I don't buy commercial dishcloths. I just buy the hand knitted ones. I find that they work better. So I'm down to my last one, which means I gotta make myself some more.
Yep.
And they're 2 hours, 3 hours, and they're done. Like, they're really short projects. Yeah, that's like making granny squares. It's not that big a deal.
You can use up ends for that too.
Yep, though theoretically you should really be doing that out of cotton.
Eventually you get some cotton ends.
I will eventually have some cotton ends. Right now I've got some cotton, so I'm not worried about it too terribly much. I had been working a couple of other shawls. I had one that I had started, which was the Distinction Shawl. The girls were over for knit club, and one of them was having fun winding balls of yarn, so I kept feeding her yarn, and I ended up feeding her a ball of yarn that I had started it on, but it was only at like row 3 or 4, so I totally just frogged it out so she could wind it. My countertop's just full of ball cakes right now. Like, I've got so many yarn cakes going on, I don't even know what to do with them all.
There's a stack sitting next to me.
It's an impressive amount of yarn I've just got
stack.
Caked, and it's not even like a quarter of my stash, so I could happily keep her in ball winding if that's what she so desires for a while. But that's the thing. So there's that, but I think that's everything for me, and if you don't have anything else, then we can certainly move on to Yarn on the Go. I think was the next one. Oh my god, I was right, it's a Yarn on the Go. My yarn is definitely not on the go.
I've had some yarn going in the mail.
Oh, yes!
So I sent off my package. Do you know it's really freaking expensive to ship things via Canada Post?
It is freaking expensive to ship anything in Canada. My mother lives in another province. What do you think? I was super excited and finished her Mother's Day present early.
I shipped 3 skeins of worsted weight yarn and a card.
Yep. $20?
13.
Yep, so just about $20.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Canadian, by the way.
Oh, I hope they like their yarn.
Mm-hmm. But you got your package. I saw the photos.
I got my package yesterday, and
I even got a Snapchat video. Whew.
I was so excited.
It was wonderful looking.
I had said that I like fingering weight yarn in purple and natural colors.
You do.
So I got 3 skeins, all fingering. One is a sock yarn in various shades of dark purple.
It looks pretty.
One was 100% cotton in a very gorgeous royal purple color.
Again, purple. I approve.
I think it might want to be a lace shawl for the summer.
Oh.
Possibly with beads.
Because you need to practice your beadwork.
Yes, I do. And then the other one didn't have a tag, but the lovely little note that my yarn Santa included said it was from a friend of a friend who has an Etsy shop called The Twisted Stitch, I think.
Okay.
And that the colorway was called Ninja Princess.
Sold.
And it's this enormous skein of super soft, I don't even know what it's made out of, it's so soft. And it's, I'm going to say at least half white, but with purple and pink blotches. Not even like speckles, they're like blotches.
So it's like color sections are purple and pink?
Yeah, it doesn't even, it's like it's done in a speckled style, but with large speckles, so they're like blotches.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
But Ninja Princess, and it's so soft. I kind of wanted to just unwind the skein and wear it as a necklace. It's so soft.
I'm not entirely sure that's how you're supposed to be doing that, but okay, sure, go for it.
So I need to probably wind that at the next knit club.
Yeah, beg Misty to bring her ball winder.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's so nice. It has to be something right now.
No, that's totally fair. Hey, it's not like I'm going to tell you to have fewer projects on the go. In fact, I will encourage more projects on the go, for that is the kind of person I am. And we have to prep for Stash Dash.
Yeah!
We have to prep for Stash Dash, man. We got to get on that. Because my yarn is obviously not traveling very far. Because I don't travel very far. The only sort of yarn on the go I've done has been the theoretical stuff. I've been compiling Christmas presents. So I have the patterns, and I've been compiling the yarn, and I know we're going to officially participate, which we'll talk about in events, in a knit-along. So I've been looking at that and seeing what's up, and eyeballing a Miss Babs order, because I owe Diana some moonies. So she said she was amenable to a bribery of a Miss Babs order, so...
Was this the pumpkin spice color?
Yes.
Okay, I need like 1 million of those.
So do I. So, thinking that might happen this week too, so we can get it ordered and brought in, and then that way I can figure out how much I owe you that's left, and we can go from there. So, I am also the same way for paybacks. I am quite amenable to receiving stuff instead of cash back for money people owe me, so I appreciate that you are amenable to bribery as well. It helps me a bunch. But that really just kind of leaves us with only a couple of few things left to do. My goodness, have we been ever motoring?
Shall I talk briefly about my theoretical spinning?
Yes, talk about your theoretical spinning.
So in theoretical spinning, my spinning wheel is in Canada.
What?
Yeah!
It made it over the border?
It made it over the border. As of April 9th, it is
so
in
happy.
Canada. I don't know where in Canada. Tracking just says Canada, processed through facility. So I don't know where it is, but it's in the country.
There's a truck somewhere in the middle of the highway on Ontario.
Yeah, so maybe spinning wheel next week?
Oh, sweetheart, if they haven't even transferred it through Mississauga yet, not next week, but the week after, it's going to take a week to get out of Ontario. You know how big of a province that is, right?
I know.
I know on the map it looks small, but in real life it's quite a large province.
No, so and there's a long weekend screwing everything up too, so...
Yeah, so Easter long.
Probably early, not next week, but the week after.
Yeah, that's probably more realistic. Now,
But
having
it's
said
in
that,
Canada!
It's in Canada, and this is the big hump. We got through the border. This is a big deal. Mm-hmm. They held my yarn there for, 2.5 months?
I was going to say 1.5 months, but yeah, I think you're right. It was a long time.
Because my yarn was dangerous.
Oh man, you know that yarn.
It wasn't even in a box. It was in one of the envelope bags. I'm like, seriously, guys? You could squish it. You could have opened it and gone, it's yarn. No, it just sat at the border forever. I'm like, okay. Oh, man, border crossing stuff. It is the danger when you order things internationally. Whether that international border happens to be 2 hours from you or 24 hours from you. It doesn't seem to matter. Whatever. It got here. That's all that matters. And we're excited. I have put so little time.
Ooh, you've been sewing.
I have been. It is kind of theoretical sewing, but I have been lining up and cutting out patterns and stuff for project bags and for the purses. So hopefully not this weekend, though it depends on how the Friday works out with the little one at home. I should be sewing some bags and some project bags. So I'm tired of having my stuff not in project bags, which means I gotta put it in project bags. So I'm currently working on getting it all pinned and ready to go. I'm a one-woman show, and I can work for about 10 minutes at a time. So it's a very slow process. But we have outsides, we have insides, and with a trip to the local Walmart, I will have some ribbon for tying them all together for their strings and stuff. So we will be in work shortly. My next step will be to make a purse for myself that I can't overload. Because my purses are either very, very small, because they're event purses, so they're for going out for fancy dinners and doing very fancy, spiffy adult things. Or ginormous haul everything in my life around bags, which I have a preference for the ginormous haul everything in my life around bags, plus the kitchen sink, with a weight maximum of 10 pounds. I need to make an
intense bag.
My bags normally weigh 15 to 20 pounds, and I'm quite comfortable carrying that weight around. I cannot do that for the next 3 weeks minimum.
So you need a normal human-sized purse.
I need a normal human-sized bag, so I was like, why buy one when I have all the fabric here at home and I'm making them for the Etsy shop? Why don't I just make one for myself?
Excellent. Sounds like excellent
I
advertising
know.
for going into a coffee shop and be like, oh, what, this purse? I just made it.
Yeah, I you know.
Oh, you really like it? Well, I have this Etsy store.
Here's my card. Yeah, I'm going to turn into one of those people. Feel no shame about this at all. Hey, there's really pretty patterns and fabric over them. I'm just like, that would make a really pretty purse for my closet. Whatever, that's the joy of it, right? I can do that. But yes, we have begun the process again, as I am now sitting and moving, so it's picking up steam. What is it? We're cooking with oil? We're cooking with oil. That's the statement. Alright, that leaves events and our book review. Shall we do events?
Let us do some events.
Ooh. So we have officially decided to join Stash Dash.
Yes, which starts on May 26th.
We're gonna, and I know everyone's like, but you just finished a shawl, what were you thinking? I'm sorry, I really wanted to finish it. I was like, I can't wait, it must be done. So, I think I'm going to set myself a 5K goal. And I'm going to say it out loud. I think I can do 5K in one summer. I think I can do that many meters.
Do we want to explain in slightly more detail what Stash Dash...
Oh my god, please, yes. Let's give people details. What am I thinking? Jumping ahead.
Yeah, so Stash Dash is the brainchild of the the Knit Girls podcast.
It's hard because the Knit Girls podcast and the Knit More Girls podcast are pretty stable podcasts on our queue. And I sent you that fangirl text message when I was like, they replied to my Instagram post. I was so happy. My fangirl moment. I was so squee. I was really excited. I'm like, ah!
Well, that's like my hair Instagram thing this morning. Like, she commented, she's following me.
Ah! Oh my god, they know I exist. Ah! I think it'll be the same way if we ever get retweeted or anything from the Knit Girls. It'll be like,
I'm happy when anybody, like, follows and comments, like, ooh, a person that isn't a bot!
A real life dude! I think I got that way when I got over 100 subscribers on YouTube. I was like, you all can't be my grandmother. Woohoo!
Yeah, sorry. More details about Stash Dash.
Yes.
I'm guesstimating that they don't actually have a finish date anywhere. I'm guesstimating based on last year it's going to run till August 20th.
Which makes sense. She might be waiting to hear back her official start date for work again, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's late May to late August. The idea being that it is the time for finishing stuff, and so long as you do any amount of knitting on the project and it becomes finished, that is finished knitting. I don't think ends have to be woven in.
No, it's just the knitting. The weaving in ends and the finishing details don't count unless they're changing that for this year. They were just doing the review and the acceptance of no, like, alterations to the rules and stuff, so we might have some changes to the rules and stuff, but as of last year, the finishing stuff didn't count.
So they just being you finish stuff, and then you get to count the yardage for the entire project. So if you have this ginormous blanket that has like 6 rows left, and you finish those 6 rows, you get to count the entire blanket. Yeah. So they have finish lines of 3 kilometers of yarn. That's 3,000 meters, which is, what's a meter to a yard? Do you know?
Roughly close. I'd have to Google it. It's like
2,000 and something yards.
Yeah, it's really close, but let me double check.
So there's 3K, or 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 7, 10, and 15 was the new category added last year for those overachievers. I'm going to go for a modest 3K. Jocelyn,
modest 3K?
Jocelyn, I think, wants to go for the 5K.
5,000 meters is 5,468 yards.
Oh, there you go.
I can totally do 5,500 yards in one summer. It's 2,000 yards of sweater for me because of my height and my wingspan.
Yeah.
So literally that's like one big project and a couple of small projects. And we have the granny crochet squares.
Yeah.
I think 5K is an achievable goal for me. It'll be...
Oh, spinning also counts.
Which, if I start spinning, that's not going to be a huge amount. But
but it's the for spinning, it's the finished yarn that counts.
So
spinning 2 or 3 plies and then plying it together doesn't count. It's just the finished yarn.
Just the finished yarn, which is totally fine.
So you probably just want to spin singles if you're doing that.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Well, I'm not super worried about the spinning, but I think that'll definitely, for my knitting, it'll help me get through a lot of the Christmas stuff I want to get done. So I could finish Christmas projects all summer long, and then I don't have that crunch at the end of the year. And I can just knit whatever I want. And me and Red want to do Christmas in July anyway and start knitting Christmas tree ornaments. Because Mr. B hates sparkles with a deadly burning passion. And all of my Christmas ornaments are sparkly because, quite frankly, I enjoy sparkles. As we talk about moving in together, I figure might want to reduce the amount of sparklage going on in my tree.
Or at least keep it in a kind of sparkle that can't come off.
Yes.
Sparkly thread does not come off.
Sparkly thread does not come off, so that's perfectly acceptable. So I'm going to start knitting some Christmas tree ornaments and stuff over the summer. So, like, all the stuff I'm starting and our knit-along that we're doing starts in May. So, like, it's going to add up pretty quick.
Do we want to segue into the knit-along that we're doing in May?
I think that is a perfect segue into the knit-along we're doing in May.
I don't have a start date for that. I just know May.
It starts the 1st of May.
The 1st of May. So we better get to Michael's and buy some yarn. We
got to get to Michael's and buy some yarn. And quite frankly, I'm always up for a trip to Michael's.
Is that a worsted weight shawl?
It is a worsted weight. Their recommended yarn that they're doing, actually probably just covered what it is. It is the Marley Bird Textured Triangle Shawl from Red Heart. It's a free Red Heart knit-along. So they're recommending that you use a Soft Essentials, which is a thick worsted weight yarn, which makes it very, very easy. Like, this is listed as an easy beginner pattern. So this is not going to challenge anybody, but the shawl looks massive and comfy, which is really, for me, how I decide if I need the shawl or not. Does it look fluffy? Does it look comfy? Does it look like I could possibly use it as a pillow if I rolled it up and tucked it under my head?
Oh,
Done.
It absolutely does.
Perfect. It's exactly what I need in my life. So
the model picture that they have where they show the back shot of her actually wearing it as a shawl goes all the way down her back. I assume she's about my size.
Which is fine, which means it's still good for me. I don't have to add anything to it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I love it.
It'll be like a normal size shawl.
Yeah, I'm just so tall. It's so bad.
Oh, it's going to be so comfy.
I cannot wait, but I'm definitely going to do it in the Red Heart yarn, because I like Red Heart yarn. I have no problems with it. And I do like the Soft Essentials. I'm using the Red Heart soft yarn in all of my 365-day grinding crochet project squares. So, like, they're all quite soft and fluffy, which, again, because I wasn't sure what end projects I'd make out of this, I made it out of something that was very washer-friendly, very person-touchy-friendly. I just wanted it to be universally open to whatever it is that I made with it, so I definitely need to go to Michael's and buy some Soft Essential yarn. It recommends 3 skeins, like 3 balls. I'm going to buy 4 just in case I want to make it bigger, because I am taller than the average bear. That way I have that option available to me. But then we have to go pick a color. God, picking a color! I'm not going to lie, I might make it in white, because I don't have a white shawl.
I'm not going to make it in white, because I know I spill food on all my shawls.
If there's anybody who should have a white shawl, it should be the woman who has a white winter coat.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that might be white. No, that's fine. Not everybody can do white. White is a hard color to keep clean.
Probably going to do like a purple with multicolored tweed.
What?
That.
That would be beautiful.
Purple with multicolored tweed. Okay.
Done.
If that's a thing, I'm doing that.
Oh, I think we should be able to track that down. So they're doing it. It is a written pattern, so you can look up and read the whole written pattern in advance if you want. But Miss Marley Bird, is doing a weekly video tutorial every week. She will walk you through a different section of the shawl. So it'll take the month of May to complete. Which puts us into the finishing for Stash Dash. Doubling it up! So happy!
Just make sure you don't bind it off till the 27th.
Knit the last row and don't bind it off till the 27th. Which is totally doable. We're also going to participate in the Knit in Public Day, June the 10th. I know one of the girls from Knit Club is going to be out. She won't be able to attend because she's going to be at a Girl Guides retreat. She's a Girl Guide leader, so she has her troop of girls and they're going for a weekend thing. So I know she won't be able to participate, but I'm like, dude, perfectly legitimate reason not to make it, because that is an amazing thing to do, and I am just astounded at the type of gifted and kind people that we know. It just blows my mind that she does that and she volunteers and that's the thing. God, it's so cool. It makes me feel like I don't do enough in my community.
Yeah, I can't handle that much kidlit.
I keep thinking about volunteering at the Humane Society shelter and go pet puppies and cats for a while.
If I had a car, I would totally do that.
It's what's holding me back, because it's hard to bus there.
Well, if I do end up getting the job, and probably getting a car in the fall to get to said job over the winter.
We could volunteer at the Humane Society shelter and go pet cats for a couple hours once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a thing that could totally happen. The cats would appreciate it. And we can go home and make your fiance sneeze like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we're mean people. I know we're going to be taking our knitting to the conventions that are happening in the city over the summer. We have Icon, which happens in July, and C4, which happens at the end of October, first weekend of November. So I'm definitely going to be doing cosplays for C4, probably not Icon.
I have a thing vaguely related to Icon that's probably not relevant to talk about on the podcast.
Okay.
Aside from, I will be taking my knitting internationally.
Oh, right, because you're traveling for,
B-Sides and DEF CON in
DEF CON,
Vegas.
that's it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have my knitting in Vegas for a week.
Oh,
in
take
July.
photos.
Oh yes, there will be many interesting photos.
Excellent. I am not traveling internationally this year. I don't plan on traveling internationally this year, which is totally fine.
Oh,
I am
yes.
okay with this. I will travel around my little city in my bus with my visual mobility cane, and we will make do. I am happy to do that. But I'm definitely taking my knitting. So yeah, no, definitely taking my knitting to Icon. I'm definitely taking my knitting to C4. For as much fun as the conventions are, it is really nice to be able to sort of stop, find a corner, and decompress for a little bit. And I know with Mr. B and Christopher, they're quite happy to chat to each other for significant amounts of time. And we can knit and
they can wander off without us if they want.
They can do as they so desire. And our last scheduled for the moment event is going to be the Manitoba Fiber Festival in September. Will there possibly be more knit-alongs? Oh, the odds are pretty good. I have this thing with starting 50 million things.
There's like that Summer of Lace and Beads going on.
Are they doing that again this year?
Maybe? I don't know.
If they
I know they usually do it.
I am totally okay with this because I do have that hat that's got lace and beads that I have to make.
I have that wedding shawl that...
You really need to start or it's not going to be done in time.
I know.
And I really need to get into lace and bead work because I really enjoy the look of it. So I need to start figuring out how to manage it on a level that I can do. So I'm thinking, yeah, if they do lace and beads this summer, let's double up on some stuff and do stash dash and lace and beads. Let's just do all the knitting so we have no time to do anything else.
Right, because that's going to work out well with getting a job.
The book review!
The book review!
Of Ultimate Fangirling!
This week?
Buy it! Buy it now! Just buy the book! You need it! Oh, that's my little voice telling me I need to go spend money on Amazon.
So, this week we're reviewing a book out of my personal collection. It is the reclaimed Autumn 2013 collection by Knitpicks.
Buy it!
Short version, it's wonderful, buy it. Buy it right now. I can't believe I
pause,
forgot about it for 4 years.
Push pause, go buy it, come back, so you can flip through the pages with us and go, oh my god, I have to cast on all the things and go to the wool store.
This book is so amazing. I didn't write down the things I liked. I wrote down the 4 things that I didn't love.
That's hilarious. Okay, so this is going to be a bunch of fangirl. Overall, the photos were well done. They were tasteful. Yes. They were lifestyle shots, but you could see the knitting. Yes. You had up-close shots. You had charts where you needed charts. I would love for the font to be bigger, but I would always love for the font to be bigger. This is a me thing. But otherwise, the layout was beautiful. Everything was put where it needed to be, and you could see yourself in the knits because you could see the model, which is huge for visualization purposes. Oh my god. Overview for you before we get into the things we love, because I suspect we'll be there for a while.
I would like to second everything that you said.
Excellent.
I would like to add the schematics are also there and nice. And there is a good range of yarn weights throughout the project. Everything from, like, fingering and sport up to, like, chunky, bulky, super bulky. And also the size range.
It's amazing!
The size range on the sweaters covers normal people's sizes.
Oh, happy! All I have to do is sort of do some math because my waist measurement's vastly different from my chest measurement. And I have to add some length. What? That's like nothing. That's like no math. That's the same kind of math I have to do in a sewing pattern.
Yeah.
So done! So yeah!
I think that's a normal person amount of math.
Yeah, it is so a normal person amount of math. I am so okay with this.
Okay, so do we want to talk about the stuff that we didn't love, or do we just want to flip through the patterns and gush?
Let's just go one at a time and gush.
One at a time and gush.
Or
Okay.
not gush. Because there'll be some that we're not gushing at.
Okay, well, the first thing is the Landslide Cowl.
It's very cute.
It has a buckle, therefore I love it.
See, for me and my face and neckline, it draws too much attention to the shoulders. So I wouldn't make it for myself because I don't want the attention at my shoulders. I have quite broad shoulders. I want to bring the attention, hence the cleavagey shirts. So I'm drawing the attention down and away from my shoulders, but that's my body typing. But it is a very cute shawl.
I super like it. It feels conceptually maybe a little bit like that Katniss one shoulder cowl.
Oh, the Katniss Everdeen cowl thing that she had in the
that one movie.
Was it the second one?
I think it was the second one.
I think it was the second of the Hunger Games trilogy.
Yeah, it's because it's asymmetrical and it doesn't wrap around a shoulder or anything, but it's asymmetrical and it kind of has the same feel to it.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. No, I think it's a really lovely. It's one of the few that I wouldn't make, but that's just because of where it sits and the shoulder width that it adds to a person, which I certainly don't want to do.
And it even has a tutorial for repurposing a buckle from a pair of old sandals for use as the closure.
I thought that was really nifty that they put that in there.
Mm-hmm. And they have photos of wearing it multiple different ways, and they have a photo of it just all laid out so that you can see the shape that you're knitting, because it doesn't look like that shape when you're wearing it, because it folds and stuff, and it's a very interesting looking piece for being a fairly simple looking knit.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think it's a wonderful knit. What do we have next?
We have the Addison, which is a tunic sweater with 3/4 length sleeves.
Jocelyn's kind of sweater.
It's my kind of sweater too.
Oh, I would extend the sleeves so they were full length.
I was going to say I would shorten them so they're elbow length.
Which, again, just denotes the differences in personality. I will push a sleeve up. But I prefer to have the ability to have it all the way to my wrist.
I have skinny little arms, so when I push sleeves up, they rarely stay. So if I want them up, I just want the darn sleeve to be up.
I have no idea how to phrase this other than I have beefy sculpted arms. I don't even know how to. There's no like loose in my arms, but I have should I show off my forearm because you guys can see what I'm doing. My arms are quite defined. I do a lot with my upper body, so my upper body strength is akin to close to about a man my size. So I'm running around with a lot of upper body strength compared to most women I know, which is fine. It what lets me haul 50-pound bags of grain without stressing my body out. It what lets me haul 20-pound bags and think they weigh nothing. It's what allows me to carry that 10-kilogram bag of flour and go, it's fine.
I have wimpy little tiny wrists that most people can get their thumb and middle finger around.
You can't do that with mine.
No, I know I can't. I also have tiny little hands.
I have man hands. Man hands!
They're the prettiest looking man hands I've ever seen.
Well, I take care of them, so you know, them soft man hands.
But yeah, tunic length sweaters.
I love tunic length sweaters. They hit me in the right place every time. They're beautiful.
And this one in particular goes up to a 54-inch bust.
Which is so bigger than I need it. So that's perfect.
And it's meant to be worn with about 2 inches of negative ease.
Which is beautiful. It means it's got a nice fit. It's not boxy, which is another thing. I don't need to be a giant box at 5'10", so.
This one does not have schematic, but that's probably alright.
That's okay. It's a basic tunic, so it's not like it needs...
Yeah. Oh, it's worked from the hem up.
Mm-hmm.
With set-in sleeves.
Mm-hmm. I'm not against working things flat or having sleeves attached and doing seams because I find it adds structure to stuff. So I'm comfortable with that. What do we got next?
Swarm of Bees, which was the cap sleeve yellow sweater with the kind of honeycomb patterning on it.
For Miss D.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need to show her the pattern because it is so her.
Oh, that's yes. Yes, it is.
It's a very small pattern for someone my size range, which is okay. I still think it's a really well constructed garment. It looks so pretty.
I didn't love this one. I'm just not sure about the silhouette of it. But I think maybe that's because I know the silhouette wouldn't work on my body type.
Yeah. For me, I know it's a well constructed garment. It's not going to work for me. And that's fine. Not everything on the planet's going to work for me. That's not how things are designed. But I'm not against it. Or like my niece, who's built like a miniaturized model. She is. She's very skinny and leggy, that kid.
But I love the details on the sweater.
So delicate and feminine and just...
Yeah.
So soft and pretty.
It's very pretty. And it has nice, clear charts and a schematic and all that good stuff.
Yes. Which is always beautiful to see.
Up next, we have the, I'm going to butcher this word, Kyoko.
I'm so glad you're pronouncing it, not me.
Toque and Fingerless Mittens.
I want them in my life.
Which feature a zigzag cable pattern.
I need those mittens and that hat.
I absolutely do as well.
I need them. They have to happen. They're so pretty. And so cool.
They are wonderful. Do they have... I actually can't see from the photographs they have. Do the Fingerless Mittens have partial fingers, or is it just like a whole mitten kind of deal?
Oh, I can't remember if it's a partial finger or not. I read the pattern, but I didn't write down whether or not it did one or the other.
I flipped through this super quick while I was drinking my coffee waiting for the bus. So...
I gave it to you on Saturday.
I know, I have nothing to blame anything on. It's entirely my fault.
That is the first pattern in the book where I've been like, let's cast that on right now. Jocelyn needs those.
Yeah, they're super nice.
Oh, yeah. And again, cables, so I'm a sucker.
And it looks like there's probably only actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows where you actually have to cable anything.
Oh, that's not too bad at all then.
Ish.
All I know is it'll be very dramatic, done in a wonderful solid or a kettle dyed yarn. Yeah, and like that'll just be a nice subtle variation, which will let the cable pop without having it being lost in the colorway variation of my passionate love affair of variegated yarns. I really like variegated yarns. But yeah, that's on my let's make that now list.
Yeah, that's right up there.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have the Savitri.
That's another one that I need in my life right now.
I didn't love this one mostly because of the weird front closure thing going on, but I otherwise like all the
really enjoy
other parts
the
of
weird
this.
Front closure thing.
It is interesting.
So different.
It is interesting. I like everything else about it. I don't necessarily dislike it, I'm just not sure about it.
Oh, just imagine me in it though. Yeah. It's totally something I could pull off.
Ooh, maybe I'd like it better if there was like an edge of single crochet and a contrasting color.
Oh, that's totally doable.
Maybe I'd like it better then. That might be what I need.
When I'm making it, we can certainly experiment by adding a row of single crochet and see if we like it or not. Because if we don't like it, we just take it out. This is the joy of this.
And this one has lovely detailed... I don't even know what that's a schematic for. What is that? What's that middle one?
I have no idea.
There's the back of the sweater, there's a thing that looks like a sleeve, and then there's a... What the heck is... Oh, that's the
neck
front.
detailing. Yeah.
That's the front bit. I understand.
I like stuff that's different, that's got a sort of punch or makes you go, what?
It is definitely different.
I don't know. I just enjoy the weirdness of it, so.
I mostly like it. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it.
It's not like we need to knit matching sweaters.
That's true.
I won't be surprised if it happens at some point, but we don't need to. This is something I feel strongly I have to point out.
So the next one is the Cable Embrace, which is an open front cardigan. If I can find a picture. No, it's not. It's a button-up cardigan.
Button-up cardigan.
Button-up cardigan.
Yeah. What did you think of this one?
I like it and I want it.
Excellent.
I even want it in this yarn.
Wow. That's not something you say often.
I want precisely the sweater.
Okay. Well, then I guess we need to find you that yarn, don't we? I enjoyed it a lot. I have a lot of open-faced cardigans, so while it's on the list of something I'd like to make, it's not something I feel I need to make right now. I have a lot of cardigans.
Yeah?
A lot of cardigans. I'm a fan of cardigans, so it's definitely on my list, and I would like to make it. but I don't feel this huge burning desire to cast it on this minute and start it. But it is on my I'd like to make this list.
Yes, same for me.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the Gradual Scarf, which I think is the only thing in this book modeled on a male model.
It is. Sad?
Which is weird, because I think most of the stuff in here... Well, maybe not the sweaters. Some of the sweaters? Maybe not the sweaters.
I'd like to
I think
see
the accessories could be also on men, anyway.
Yeah. But
anyway.
I do like the scarf.
It is a nice scarf. It is a nice, simple, stripy scarf where the stripes change width as you go around the scarf.
Yep, so it starts mostly blue on one end and ends up mostly black on the other.
It is a good-looking, probably a fairly quick knit scarf. It's knit and bulky, so yes, it will be a fairly quick knit.
Yes, it would be.
Very smart-looking scarf.
It's a nice scarf. Again, it's one of those ones that it just would make a really good present.
Calistoga.
I need that.
I also need this. The neck thing.
Oh, the neck thing.
The neck thing.
It's all about the neck thing, and I really like it. Can we tell him into details?
So for the audio portion of this audio podcast...
What?
It has this sort of zipped-up asymmetrical collar thing going on.
It's definitely got a zip-up asymmetrical collar thing, yes. It's wonderful. It looks, though it opens up into a V shape, so it gives you that, rather than being a boat neck or a crew neck, where it's a very circular collar, it's got a V-shaped collar front to it, which, again, those look better on me. Add into it, it looks like a wonderfully easy-to-do pattern, and it's got a wonderful length to it.
It's got some stockinette and reverse stockinette texture stripes on the sleeves.
Yep.
Looks to be a garter stitch border on the hem. And then I'm not really sure what's going on in the collar, but it causes it to do a rolly thing that's quite attractive.
I don't care what it is that they're doing on the collar. I like it, and I will follow the instructions as written, because that is perfect. Again, adding a bit of length and adjusting chest and waist measurements for a good fit, which is fine.
It is a good-looking sweater.
It is.
The next thing is the Thick Chill Cowl, which is just a giant, bulky, super long, thick, cushy-looking cowl. Which was one of the things I didn't love, probably because it's done in a very bland grey crossed with oatmeal color. Anyway, what did you think of the Thick Chill Cowl?
I have a cowl like that. I made one. Because it sometimes is -40 up here in Celsius, and it is cold to walk. Will I knit another one? Yeah, I might actually knit myself another one. I do. There is a couple of yarns, that's this. There's a couple of different types of yarn I've been eyeballing out of one of the local yarn shops here in the city that would just knit up beautifully like that and be a natural colorway rather than the violently green and brown colored way that I've got going on. Whoopsie-daisies. But I'm thinking as a hybrid, because the wool will be warmer. So I'm thinking, yes, that is on my list of things I might actually want to knit up this summer, so I have it for next winter. As I've discovered, as I have significantly dropped weight, I find it colder now than I did before.
That is a thing. You understand my dislike of winter now.
I always knew it was a thing, but pardoning the cough. But I run warm, so I never really, and even when I'm smaller, I still run warm, but it was a lot of weight loss really quickly, so it might take a year or two to balance out, so I suspect I will be cold this winter as well, so that's fine.
Yeah, I think if you made it out of either a super soft that felt nice or something colorful, you could pick a very interesting yarn, because the pattern is very boring. It
opens up some potential for a really wonderful sort of super bulky variegated yarn, or even done in the plain natural color that the model's wearing. It's just, yeah.
Pick a super nice yarn, it'll be gorgeous.
Pick a super nice yarn, and it'll be really pretty. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I can never own too many of those.
In the Canadian prairies, you can never have too many warm things. There is no such thing.
Really can't.
Next in the book is the straight A sweater, dress, tunic thing. I don't really know what to call it.
It's one of the few things I didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't really like it either.
It's the hem detailing at the top and at the bottom, and on the shoulders, it looks unfinished.
Yes, I agree. The shoulders do look unfinished.
It just, nope.
I like the V moss stitch detail, but I think that's the only thing I do like about it.
Gosh, no, it just looks unfinished and incomplete, and I'm like, it looks homemade.
Yeah, and not in a good way.
Not in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not one of those ones where you look at it and you think to yourself, my heavens, like, where did she get that? I must own one of those. You're just like, dude.
So do you think if you did some armhole shaping and just like lopped off and made it completely sleeveless, do you think that would look better?
It would. I would also probably adjust the seam edging so the seam detailing didn't come up. Have you noticed that the seams come up so it looks like it's been sewn inside out, is what it looks like. And I think that's what's bugging me, because my brain's like, turn it right side out, dude. You're wearing your garment inside out.
Yeah, the shoulders are weird on that one.
I would just given all of the really nice stuff we've seen in the book, so I just don't make that one. Whatever.
Yeah.
I've already proven that this book is cost effective for me.
Oh, yes. So now we're on to the Atmos Cardigan.
Yep. Yeah, it's cabled.
Cables. There's cables and cap sleeves and a collar thing. Well, there's a collar, so therefore I like it.
Well, the cap sleeves sort of go, but yeah, I could wear a long sleeve shirt underneath. And I could do other things, or
just don't even put on the sleeves and make it a vest.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't make it a vest, but I'd do the cap sleeves maybe with a tank top underneath and just have it as a fall. That would be okay, rather than a winter garment for me. Or figure out if I could extend the sleeves so at least they're elbow length.
Yeah, that would also be an option.
It's a sleeve detailing thing for me.
Yeah.
But yes, no, cables, obviously, I like it.
Cables, therefore sold.
Therefore sold. Done. Check.
I like the enormous chunky cable up the back.
Oh my god, it's so pretty.
Oh.
And it looks cozy.
It has pockets.
That's also a bonus, because not enough stuff has pockets in women's clothing.
So now we're on to the cover design.
Mm-hmm.
The Jayashri? The cover one.
Got it.
I love it. I need it right now.
On your face structure and with your body type, that collar detailing will be amazing.
It is simple and shaped and has sleeves that I like, and it has little button details that are interesting, and it's very nice. I like it. I want it. I need it right now.
It is the only other thing that I was like, But it's the collar detailing that it wouldn't quite work for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a sweater that actually does this, and it's one of my favorite sweaters.
My face is just a little too round to have that kind of like a boat necky circular collar. Okay. I need something with a little bit more definition, but that's face structure and things. I think it's a really wonderful sweater. It's just not wonderful for me. Ambient extra background noise brought to you by a small midget who lives above me. My niece is home from school, I suspect.
Next up, we have the Belt Cardi.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Buckets of yes. I need that.
Yes.
It needs to happen. I actually want to cast it on once we're done recording.
It is a open front cardigan that's generally fairly simple, but it has this gorgeous cabled belt.
Yeah.
To which you can add, as they have done in the picture, a large, very pretty button.
Yes. Well, obviously.
Yeah, it's just very nice, comfy looking sweater with a very pretty belt.
I know. It's just like, I'm like, that needs to happen right now.
I'm not sure about the kind of dangly sleeves just below elbow length. I might have to shorten those a little bit.
That'll be perfect length for me, for a summer cardigan, for a light spring cardigan. That'll work out quite well at that length. And I have a thing about drapey sleeves.
I like the look of drapey sleeves. I just know that I will get them in everything.
Oh, no.
From a utility perspective, drapey sleeves don't work for me.
It takes a lot of work to figure out how to get your sleeves to not get caught in things. A lot of work, but it's fine. It's totally worth it.
And I think this is the last pattern in the book. No, it's not. It's the second last pattern.
Oh, my.
The Bellflower, which is a long sleeve sweater with cables. Therefore, yes.
It's your cabin weekend cardigan.
Oh, it totally is.
It's a cabin weekend cardigan.
Yep, that is absolutely what it is.
Or in my case, the decorate the yard for Halloween cardigan, because it takes like a week to put up all the decorations. People who are listening have no idea how big of a deal Halloween is in this house.
It's a very big deal. I saw it last year. I didn't quite believe until I saw it last year. It is a production.
We have not an insignificant sized front yard, and it is full.
Uh-huh.
Full. My parents come home. It's a process. We have an entire carport full of Halloween and nothing else. Just Halloween. We have inflatables we don't even use every year. Dad wants a whole new thing this year. So it might be entirely different this fall. Hey, one year in the house we were living in Brandon, we made it a pirate ship. I spent 4 days painting planks of wood.
Wow.
That were nailed to the front of our wood porch. So it was a pirate ship.
You're very, very into this Halloween thing.
We are dedicated Halloween people.
I like Halloween. I wouldn't say I'm dedicated.
No, we're dedicated. It's our thing. It's our holiday. It's what we do.
Yes.
We are known as a Halloween house. When I'm giving people directions, they're like, "Oh, I know that area of town. I'm in there. They have a great Halloween house." Yeah, that's mine. You're the Halloween house. Yeah, I'm the Halloween house. Oh my God, it's amazing. I know. We get people who come here with their kids from St. James every year.
Oh, wow.
You're going to travel across the city for 40 minutes to bring your kids to one Halloween house?
It's a good house.
It's a good house. We've been featured in the news too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my sister's been interviewed for TV.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. We usually are every couple of years.
Anyway, so bellflower sweater. Good for outside.
Good for outside. Needs to happen. It is that chunky knit fall sweater you wear out to walk your dog and get your groceries and go to the cabin and stuff. And it's a mommy who won't talk because she knows she's being recorded. Chicken. All right, what's our last one?
The last pattern in the book is the Luxe sweater. Luxe.
Yeah.
I did not love this one. It felt, I'm not sure if it's 80s or 90s that it felt.
Well, it feels very dated to me. I don't want to age myself unnecessarily. Very late 80s, early 90s is what it is. But yeah, no, my brain was like, no. I lived through that time frame once. I'm okay not going back there.
I mean, it doesn't have the drop shoulders of the era.
Which is a bonus. It does give it a bit more structure.
But it still somehow just looks like it's from that era.
Yeah, I just, no, nothing about it appealed to me overly much. Again, the construction's not bad, and the photos are good, and they do a great detailed job, but it's not a me thing.
Yeah,
I don't
I just don't like,
go,
I don't like
need
that
this.
style for me.
Yeah, which is totally fine. It's such a good book. How much does it retail for?
It retails for $24.99. I assume that's US. There is no country price printed on it, so I assume that's US.
I would imagine it's US, so we could probably pay $28 or $29, maybe as high as $30 or $32
Well, I also had to
Canadian.
ship it from Knitpicks, so plus shipping.
Yeah, but that's okay, because it's still, given all the number of patterns you like with the conversions, that's still a decent price per pattern.
Oh, yes.
Considering you can pay $7 Canadian per pattern, and that's still considered a decent price. Now that we are done, now that we have officially gushed about this Knitpicks book, and my brain thinks I need to go order, like, all of the Knitpicks collection books, because
I saw that one, and I'm like, I need this.
If anything, they will look really pretty on my bookshelf, because it's just a really pretty book. $30 for a book is nothing for Canadians. It's quite
pretty much normal.
A normal cost ratio for us. So, Diana, why don't you tell everybody where they can find us?
You can find us on Ravelry, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook now.
Yes, I officially got the Facebook up.
As Northern Knits Podcast. You can also follow our blog where we keep all our show notes at northernknitspodcast.com, which is different than it has been for the last, 5 episodes?
Yes, the first 5 episodes. We're on episode 6.
Yes, it has changed. It is now northernknitspodcast.com.
Next big change, finally settling on some intro music.
We'll be high quality yet. We'll figure it out.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We're just gotta find one we both like that says, yes, this is what we need. So, this is a search and find thing.
Okay.
But yeah, all of our stuff is Northern Knits Podcast, which is good. Please come follow us on Instagram. Join our Ravelry group. We gotta get some thread discussions going. Talking of the knitting and doing other things. You can also follow our personal accounts. I am pretty much everywhere online as Amber Dragon. Amber, and then Dragun. Mostly because my niece spelled dragon that way once, and I have been addicted to it ever since. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Periscope. I'm everywhere. Under the Ember Dragon tag or under my name, Jocelyn Douglas. Ravelry, I'm under Ember Dragon. It's hard to miss it. Is a picture of me holding 4 very large stuffed dinosaurs, grinning like an idiot. They are my dinosaurs. They came home with me that day. They're actually populating my bedroom. They are my dinosaur stuffies. I understand I'm 34 years old. I don't care. They are my dragon stuffies. Thank you very much.
I can be found on Ravelry as Wool-Rat. I have a very abstract looking picture that is a silhouette of my face.
That's fair. Not everybody can have 4 dinosaurs to grin over the top of like an idiot.
No, I was just, partying in a planetarium at 2 a.m.
That'll do it.
And I am on Instagram and Twitch as Firewater and Fiber.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually I'll start doing live streams of knitting where people can come hang out with me.
While you knit?
While I knit and or crochet.
I'll come hang out with you. We do some Twitch streams.
I could
of us knitting and just talking to each other.
Probably do a stream tomorrow.
Hey, that would be exciting.
So now that we've done the world's longest outro.
World's longest outro. I don't think so. I think it could be longer.
Oh, could it? Could it really?
Yes. Why not? I think it could definitely be longer. However, until next time, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
Saying no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit.